Hello again, it is me. So since we did our prep video, now it is time to get to our hack. So this is the part where it's going to save you money, and you're going to see that it really is easy. Hopefully I will be able to keep my mouth shut long enough to make it quick and easy. It really is. So if you're doing it by yourself and you're not chatting with someone or anything like that, it literally is going to take you less than 10 minutes. So let's get started so I can show you. Now, we are at almost 30 seconds right now, so let's see how good I can make this. All right, first thing I'm going to do is tap into my contour, and I'm going to contour my nose. This took me a long time to get kind of unafraid of, but it's super easy. It's a great little, I have such a large nose, so it's definitely helpful for me to kind of try to make it focused. So that is the first part of the contour I'm going to do. Do that right with your finger. Tap. You don't want to swipe. Swiping puts way too much on there. All right, so next I'm going to go with my fluffier side of my 3D brush. Again, tapping in. And my makeup is actually pretty palpable right now because I'm in my shed and my main air and heat doesn't work, so I have like just a little side unit or whatever, so it stays a little bit warmer in here than normal, so it is going to go on a lot smoother. If you find that it's a little rough and hard, it does depend on how you keep your house. Like if you keep it super cold, your makeup is gonna reflect that. All right, so I did up here first, just right along my hairline. Then I'm going down here. There's a couple ways you can figure this out. You can do the method, go right under your cheekbone. But if you want to try something new, you can always go up higher and kind of angle it a little different. So each one of those things is going to give you kind of a different look depending on your face shape. So my face is super round, so I really just want to give some definition to actually look like I have a neck and I'm not just all cheeks. So I just kind of angle like that. Next we're gonna do my chin. So here I'm just kind of giving a nice outline to my jawline. So that way I'm giving the illusion, like I said, that I'm not just a neck and that I've got some definition. Now, some might think that's cheating, but guess what? It's alright. You can even go under your chin. Now this is all your contour color right here, which is going to be a close color to your hair, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. But we're just going to go under our chin a little bit, because what we're doing is creating some shadows. Shadows can be your friend, for sure. Alright, now generally I will wait to do my contour stuff, but on my chin I always get so nervous that I'm going to look like I put a beard on. So that's why I automatically brush this down while I'm going, because I'm afraid of that. And I'm going to add a little bit more up here. Just give myself some definition. So when you have a round face, using the whole, contouring all around is actually a good idea. It's usually a 3. So then you are, just giving yourself a little bit of a sculpted facelift. All right, so that's my contour. All right, next we're going to move on to our brightener. All right, this is going to act as a concealer, so I'm going to go up. I'm sorry about my lighting, guys. I have all natural light right now, but it's giving me some shine. So you basically want to put near your eyes, kind of giving yourself an eye lift, right? In the corners, brightening that up. And then we are also going to put it right here. So basically what your concealer is doing and brightening is, it is drawing attention to the middle of your face. And my attention I want on my eyes, because that is my best feature. So I'm going to play those up as much as possible. Now, one other place I put it, because I wear glasses, is kind of right here. Not only is it funny to look at, but I feel like it brightens up a little bit because my glasses hide most everything else, right? So that is our brightener. Pretty simple, right? And we are at 5 minutes right now, and that's with me talking. That's not too bad. All right, next is going to be our main color. That's like a foundation color. And we're going to kind of just fill in the spots we don't have anything else. And it does not take much, as you can see. I'm literally just tapping, and mine definitely is a little palatable. I feel like I'm probably grabbing a little too much. And you're probably like, wow, that's not much at all. It really isn't. So a little bit goes a long way, and the more you're tapping versus swiping and, you know, just digging at it, the better. Another trick for if it feels like it's a little rough and tough, you can melt it down. Melting it down kind of resets it, which is nice. It also allows you to get every drop. So when you start to get to the middle of the tin and you're like, oh, I need a new one, you probably don't at that very moment. You just want to go ahead and melt it down, and it should work just fine. All right, so we've got our main colors on, we've got our contour, our brightener, and our main. So now we're just going to blend it. And I do blush last because I feel like I overblend and it never looks like I'm wearing any. So you can kind of start wherever you want. Most recommend going from lightest to darkest. So good rule of thumb, I will try to remember to do my eyes first, which I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember how I do things, but it is. So I'll do my eyes kinda, and you want to just be careful. You know, the under eye is definitely very thin, and pushing, pulling, poking, all that good stuff can cause extra wrinkles. So you don't need to be very rough. And then I will kind of go on my eyelid as well. It's a good little base for when we do our eyeshadow. But there. Now I always usually kind of do my nose. And if you notice, I'm not like blending, like rubbing. I'm kind of like stippling and moving, because that actually, you know, you're kind of melting it to your skin. Like that is the goal, is to wear makeup that looks like it's your skin, right? And this stuff, this cream is so amazing for that. So it doesn't take much to kind of like blend it in together. And I know when I first started using it, it's definitely a learning curve. You definitely have to get used to it. You may feel that you don't have it right. I can tell you, I still feel like that some days, because some days, you know, you're just on and some days you're just off. But at the end of the day, and at the end of the thing, it always looks amazing. I have never had, I feel like, a look that I couldn't pull off. Like no matter how I felt I did with it. It just kind of blends in so seamlessly. And since you have access to an artist, you're going to get the right colors. And then if you don't, she's going to help you find even better colors. And they've just released 3 more highlight shades and another contour shade. So it's even like more options to get a closer match to what you are. But as you can see, like mine, my redness is starting to go away. And I'm just kind of, it's a little humid in here, so I'm definitely gonna try some extra things to make sure I'm good to go. So blended my face. Now I'm gonna come up here, my forehead, and just kind of push that up into my hairline. Don't want it to look like, you know, anything unnatural. My contour, I have to talk like this when I do it. You're gonna kind of flick it up. Remember, always up. We don't need to help gravity. Or you can kind of, you know, like that. The key is not to overblend, which I feel like maybe I do sometimes. But you have to get to a point of comfortability. So if you think it looks a little too much for you, blend it out a little more. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You have to be comfortable with who you are and in your skin when you're going out to face the world. So if you want it not as bold, don't do it as bold. Just blend it in a little more. So one of the other things I like to do after I've blended, and I feel like I'm blended enough, is I will kind of do like a face check. Now, I feel a little tacky. So that means I either need to blend some more, or I need to use my beauty blender and kind of get any excess off. Now, my beauty blender, you're supposed to have these nice and wet and, well, more like damp. So run it under some water and then squeeze it out, kind of sit it in a rag or paper towel, and it will double in size. Like, you can see how like it has a bump now, whereas this side doesn't. So I'll show you guys some more of that. Like, it starts to get bigger. So I'm kind of improvising here by just putting some water on it and squeezing. But you see it's starting to get bigger. This bad boy will double in size for real. So one of the best, it feels good too, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Use some real nice cold water. Amazing. Alright, so I'm just kind of trying to dampen it, because that's all I want is just damp. I don't want it soaking wet. I don't want any of that. Alright, so I feel tacky. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go around my whole face and just kind of tap. Alright, I'm just tapping. So what this is gonna do is, like I said, pick up some excess. So if you have that tacky feeling, that means you could have got a little bit too much in a certain spot. It's also gonna help set it. And this is one of the best tools for mature skin, which I'm definitely starting to get in my early 40s. It's going to make sure that it's not settling, okay? Which is what you don't want to happen, is your makeup settling and caking. So this is a great little tool to do this. Alright, and as you can see, my makeup's still looking amazing. I didn't like take any of it off, and now I'm feeling a little better. I still feel like just a tad tacky, and I think it's the humidity in here, not gonna lie. But we got some more stuff for that as well. Now I'm gonna do one last step, then I'm gonna cut this off and start the next part of the video. Well, maybe 2 more steps. So we're gonna do lip and cheek again. You just tap in, and you can use a nice brush for this if you want to do lining your lips. But if on the door, like on your way out the door, using your fingers fine. You can add some of this, which isn't very dark, so we'll change it up over to this pink. You can kind of just, now I don't go on the apples of my cheeks, I go on here because I'm going to push it up. I want it to go up, 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 as if it's facelifting me. Put a little pink on. Why not? So that is adding some blush. You can blend a little bit here. Again, up. Sometimes I'll add a little bit of extra contour on my brush just to kind of blend them together nicely. But either way, it's gonna look pretty good. Alright, so we're at like 13 minutes, 14 minutes, and that's with me chatty chat. But so you moms out there that think you can't get great looking makeup, you can. So normally I would just pop some 2 different eyeshadows on my eyes. I'm getting ready to do an eye look, so I'm not going to do that right now. But there's a method where you can literally use your finger to put a dark and a light color and just kind of blend them with your finger. Or you can use your eyeshadow brush, blend them together. Like, it's so simple and easy, which is amazing. Alright, so we're done right now. But the next video I'm going to show you is eyebrows, as well as setting our look with some additional items. So tune in. I'll be back. See ya.